The M3 Stuart was America's primary light tank as World War II started. It was fast and mechanically reliable, which crews really appreciated when driving across rough terrain. But its armor was thin, and the 37mm main gun quickly became too weak to penetrate enemy tanks. It was outgunned early on, forcing it into a scouting role instead of direct combat. One interesting fact is that the British actually gave it the nickname Stuart after the American Civil War general J.E.B. Stuart. To quickly get a bigger gun onto the battlefield, the US built the M3 Lee. It featured a 75mm gun mounted right into the hull, giving it great firepower for the time. This was a solid positive, but the design created a huge, tall profile that made it an easy target. It also had limited traverse, meaning the whole tank had to turn to aim the main gun sideways. A fun fact is that the tank actually had a second smaller 37mm gun mounted in the top turret for lighter targets. The M4 Sherman became the absolute backbone of American armor during World War II. Its biggest advantage was how easy it was to mass produce and maintain. It was highly reliable and shipped across the ocean in huge numbers. The main negative was its armor, which struggled against heavier German tanks, and early models caught fire easily when hit. Interestingly, the Sherman was designed to fit perfectly into the cargo holds of transport ships, which heavily dictated its final size and weight. Arriving late in World War II, the M26 Pershing was designed to take on heavy enemy armor head-to-head. It packed a powerful 90mm gun and thick armor, solving the main issues of the Sherman. However, it was rushed into service and used the exact same engine as the lighter Sherman, making it underpowered, slow, and prone to breaking down. An interesting detail is that it was originally classified as a heavy tank, but was later downgraded to a medium tank after the war ended. The M46 Patton was essentially an upgraded Pershing, built to fix all those annoying engine problems. It got a brand new, much more powerful engine and an improved steering system. This made it far more reliable and agile during the Korean War. The downside was that it was really just a stopgap measure, so it didn't bring any major improvements to armor or firepower. As a fun fact, this was the first tank to be named after General George S. Patton, starting a long family tree of Patton tanks. During the early Cold War, the US built the massive M103 heavy tank to counter heavy Soviet armor. Its biggest positive was the massive 120mm main gun, which could punch through almost anything at long range. But the tank was simply too heavy at over 60 tons. It was incredibly slow, burned through fuel, and put extreme stress on its engine and tracks. An interesting fact is that the gun ammunition was so large and heavy, it actually required two separate loaders to operate the cannon. The M60 became the primary American tank for the majority of the Cold War. It upgraded to a diesel engine, greatly increasing its range and reducing the risk of fire. It also introduced the highly accurate 105mm gun. The main drawback was its tall height, making it hard to hide, and its flat armor was becoming vulnerable to modern anti-tank missiles. Interestingly, the M60 was never officially named the Patton by the military, but everyone called it that anyway due to its design roots. In the 1980s, the M1 Abrams completely revolutionized American tank design. It introduced highly advanced composite armor and a massive gas turbine engine. This made it incredibly fast and nearly immune to standard anti-tank weapons of the era. The biggest negative is that the jet-style engine consumes massive amounts of fuel, requiring a huge supply chain. A fun fact is that the engine runs so quietly compared to older diesel tanks that soldiers actually nicknamed it the Whispering Death.